So finally, I was able to get a Lenovo IdeaPad Duet Chromebook. I don't know why, but it's really hard to get Lenovo products for some reason. I know some of it may have to do with everything going on right now, but even before all this, just to order one of their tablets, I mean, if you don't get them when they first come out, it's like they sell out right away. So I don't know if they just produce their stuff in just low quantities or what. But anyways, as soon as I heard they were coming out with more Chromebook tablets, I just had to get one. Not only just for the channel, but I really wanted to see how this performs. Currently, I only have one Chromebook, and that's the Samsung Chromebook Pro from a few years ago. This is ice blue plus iron gray, 64GB storage. It comes with a MediaTek P60T octa-core 2.0 GHz processor. It's got a 10.1-inch 1920 by 1200 IPS display. This does have AC Wi-Fi, and for some weird reason, this is on Bluetooth 4.2. That really should be 5.0 by now, and this has a 7,000 milliamp hour battery. Currently, this is just under $300, if you can actually find it in stock anywhere. I'll leave a link in the description below with current pricing and more information. Okay, so that's actually pretty lightweight. The good thing is this is USB-C charging. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's fast charging. It does come with a USB-C to 3.5mm headphone jack adapter. Safety, warranty, and quick start guide. Okay, this actually looks pretty nice. This is like your kickstand. It has some really nice fabric material there on the back. Pretty nice looking keyboard here with trackpad. I don't know, for under 300 bucks, this is starting to feel pretty premium. The only downside I can see so far is they don't include the stylus. Build quality on the tablet itself, yeah, this is really nice. About 3/4 on the back is an aluminum material. The weird thing is they've got a coating on the top part that makes it feel almost like paper. And you got the rear facing camera, which actually sticks out quite a bit up there in the corner. You got 2 speakers there along the top, plus what looks like microphones. And then on the right hand side, you've got your USB-C charging port, and then power and volume buttons. And then along the bottom are your pogo pins, and then 2 little slots for your keyboard. And then on the front in the middle, you've got your front facing camera. Now watch how fast this connects to the keyboard. That is one strong magnet. Wow, to put this together is super easy. You just throw on the magnetic back, bring up the kickstand, and that's pretty much it. And it looks like it wakes up as soon as you open it up. It looks like it has a pretty big update here for Chrome OS, so we'll go ahead and wait for that. For whatever reason, I can't get the keyboard to work just yet, but let's just wait till it boots up just to make sure. So when setting up, it looks like you've got the option to connect your phone to this. Looks like they're also introducing gestures, similar to on Android, where you just swipe up to open app windows, or you can swipe up from the bottom and hold to see all the apps that are open. To go back, you just swipe from the left of the screen. Okay, so I was a little concerned during setup, the keyboard doesn't actually work, but once you're logged in, it actually works just fine. Once you go into settings, you've got network, Bluetooth, connected devices, people, device, personalization, search and assist, apps. Interesting that they've got Linux on here, which is in beta. You can turn that on. We might have to try that. It's also got advanced settings, such as date and time, privacy and security, language and input, files, printing, accessibility, and reset settings. You've also got About Chrome OS, where you can check for updates. Under device, you've got touchpad, keyboard, stylus, displays, storage management, power, So it looks like we've got 43 gigabytes available so far. So I guess that's not too bad. Down here in the corner is sort of like your notification shade, where you've got shortcuts for your Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. You can turn notifications on and off. You've also got nightlight, cast, and VPN. You can also control volume and screen brightness, but you can also do that right from the keyboard. It doesn't really look like the screen is super bright, but it should be good enough for indoor use, obviously. You can use any capacitive stylus with this. The trackpad on here actually feels pretty nice as well, surprisingly.
We'll help you make.
Amazon just released 2 new tablets, so in today's video we're going to take a look at the regular Fire HD8. Okay, in case you didn't realize, PUBG Mobile is now available directly on Fire tablets from the Amazon App Store. Okay, so the speakers aren't super loud, but definitely pretty decent. It seems a little tricky to get this kickstand open, but I guess I'll get used to it. So I've got to say the wireless charging dock actually looks pretty nice. And if you're going to use this in a kitchen, it actually works really good as a stand. So for me, I think if I had to choose between these 2 tablets, I would probably go with Probably the easiest way to switch to tablet mode is to just disconnect it from the keyboard, and then it switches automatically. So once in tablet mode, it just shows you all of your apps on the home screen. Down here in the right hand corner, you've got the same notification panel. And then your dock down here at the bottom, which you can add shortcuts to. Once you have an app open, you just swipe up from the bottom to get your dock, or swipe up to close it. And then it works similar as when you've got the keyboard connected, where you just swipe up and hold to access all the open apps. And just as I suspected, this is a full HD resolution tablet with a lot of Lenovo tablets. You only get standard definition on Netflix. Kind of a slow shutter speed for the camera, but the quality of the photo actually looks pretty decent. Nothing that's going to beat the camera on your smartphone, but still pretty decent for a tablet. It's got a 2 megapixel camera on the front, and the back is an 8 megapixel. The front facing camera, you can go up to HD at 1200p. Down here on the right, you've got video, photo, square, and portrait. And then over on the left, you've got grid lines. You can also flip the orientation of the camera. And then you've got a timer, and then to switch to your front-facing camera. Here's a few samples of photos and video, just to give you an idea of what you can expect. Okay, again, so the camera isn't great on this device, and it's a little on the sluggish side. You could actually use the cameras on here if you had to. Personally, I would just use a cell phone over any of these tablet cameras. Now for some reason I had an issue with the camera opening where the app just sort of froze and I wasn't really sure what the problem was. So I tried to download the Google camera to see if that would fix the problem, and it still couldn't connect to the camera for some reason. Eventually, once I restarted, then it started working again. I didn't really notice a difference when using the Google camera versus the built-in one from Lenovo. Now when gaming, this tablet actually worked pretty good. It had pretty decent settings for the graphics and frame rates on both Call of Duty Mobile and PUBG Mobile. Now for some reason I couldn't get my iPega controller to connect, and that's kind of a bummer because that's one of my favorite controllers to use with PUBG Mobile. I also tested this on Asphalt 9 and it played nice and smooth with hardly any choppiness. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this if you're looking for a cheaper Chromebook that can also play games. I know my older Samsung Chromebook, yeah, it won't play PUBG Mobile or Call of Duty Mobile. I guess it's just too old because I didn't think the specs were that bad. Here's a little more game footage just to give you an idea of what it looks like. The only other downside to this Chromebook is they don't include a stylus, but I'm guessing it's just a capacitive stylus anyway, so I guess it wouldn't be that big a deal for most people. But the nice thing about this is it really is like having two devices in one. It's not quite Android, and it seems like a little more than just a Chromebook, just because it does have the detachable display. From my testing, the keyboard seemed to work really good, and actually the build quality on this just seems really nice for the price you're paying. So the downside to not having a micro SD card on a Chromebook, it makes it a little bit harder to get your files from the Chromebook over to your PC. The good thing is it works with the USB-C adapter, and then you can just plug your SD card right into that, and then you can just copy the files right over to it. So is the Duet Chromebook worth it? To me, I think it's definitely worth what you're paying. I think it's got a lot more positives than negatives. And the nice thing is they throw in a really good quality keyboard with touchpad. So I'm definitely gonna have to test out the battery life on this and see how long it takes to charge, since I didn't get a chance to before publishing this video. So I'm curious to see which Chromebook you already have, or are you just thinking about getting this one? But if you're looking for a Chromebook tablet, although right now there's not too many out there available, this one's definitely one that you should consider, if you can find it in stock, that is. So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.